and I just wanted to give you a little bit of an insight of what I've been doing while I've been in Australia. I've been here for 6 months, came over to my sister, who has been here since October, worked in Sydney for a bit, and decided it's winter, it's too cold, let's move on, let's go do some travelling. So we went straight up to Cairns, which was a flight. Didn't take that long, but it was a bit pricey, so make sure you watch where you're getting your flights from. Virgin Blue is really good. So from Cairns we went to Caravella 149, which is a hostel, which is really good, really clean, friendly people. Bit of a scary woman on the nighttime shift though, so be a bit worried there. Good park across the road, which has got a jungle swing, which we took loads of photos of. Then we went up to Coconut Beach Resort, which we had jobs up there in housekeeping and food and beverage, which it was okay. It was a little bit in the middle of nowhere because it's the other side of the Daintree and Cape Tribulation, which is like crocodile land, so you can't go swimming in the sea or anything, but it's gorgeous, it's paradise. Not a lot happening up there because there's not a lot of people, and they're all very, like, the locals. I don't really want to say too much about them just in case, but it was cool, we had fun. We moved back down to Cairns for a couple of nights to find some work doing fruit picking. We went to Innisfail for our first stop, which was bananas. We heard a lot of bad reports about bananas and about the snakes and everything, so we were a bit wary at first. We got there and met loads of really nice people at Walkabout, which is the hostel, but they just had cyclones there, so the town's like ripped to shreds and they're trying to rebuild the town. We stayed there for ages with no work at all. We were promised work for ages and they just kept on saying, yeah, we're on Monday, or in 2 days time we'll have work, and it just never came round. So we decided, right, we're going to have to move on. So we went to Mission Beach for a night just because we heard really good reports from Mission Beach, and we went to Treetops Hostel, which definitely go to. It's an amazing hostel, it's really good. There's no locks on the doors, excuse me, so be careful with your valuables, but everybody's really trustworthy. There's hammocks outside, so we sat back and looked at the stars and the Milky Way till God knows what time in the morning, drinking goon. Yes, everybody says let's go on the goon train. Everyone that does backpacking has to drink goon. There's one called Fruity Lexia, which is normally called Fruity Legover. You'll know that too, I'm sure. And then from there we stayed on the beaches, got sunburnt, so make sure you use really good sun protection. Then we went to Ayr, which is a little place, a little strange town, and worked for a lady called Shelley who found you work on farms. There's loads of different farms in that area, which is next to Home Hill as well. A lot of good reports from that area and a lot of bad reports. We got there in the afternoon and there was no one to check us in, so we walked around the town, which took us about half an hour because the town was so small. We went back and there's still no one there. We were told to come back later, so we did. Then we were told that we had to empty our suitcases of what we were using at the time and give all our belongings to them because of bed bugs, for one reason, and two, there wasn't enough room in the rooms, so there wasn't enough space. So me being me, got on the phone to my mum and dad and was like, what the hell am I supposed to do? They want my things, I'm not leaving my passport and all my belongings with them. So, and my parents kept on saying, just get a receipt for everything, photograph everything. So they were making me panic even more. So I was like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? So we got back into the hostel about 9 o'clock, checked in at about 9:30 just to get our key. And when we came back downstairs to sort all our things out, everybody had gone. So we just ran upstairs with our suitcases and everybody in the hostel helped us. So we were all running upstairs with these suitcases and bags, which weren't supposed to be in the rooms. Excuse me, which we actually found out that was for that reason. They only wanted it so that you wouldn't do a runner. And it was a nightmare. It was horrible. It was the worst night ever. After we got over that, with our things in our rooms, under the beds, hidden with like blankets and everything in front, we sorted ourselves out and we got to know a few people there, and we met loads of really nice people that, yes, every day they just drink and drink and drink, and up there a 4-litre box of Goon only cost $7. $7 for 4 litres of wine. So you can imagine the states everyone was in every day. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. We did some work, which was eggplants. Every time I go in the supermarket and see an eggplant, me and my sister either poke them or kick them or hit them or do something. We hate them. We can't stand the sight of them anymore. It's just not nice. They're not pretty. They go from this big to this big, and you are walking behind a tractor with a boom, and you are cutting them that are in underneath bushes, so you're bent over double for 9 hours with only like half an hour lunchtime. Oh, it's horrible. And you're rummaging around in all these leaves and dirt and disgusting things in the peak of the sun, and throwing these onto a conveyor belt all day. And that's how it is all day. And most people say never do eggplants. Believe me, don't do eggplants unless you are really, really struggling for money. If you go onto a new farm, they will normally put you on eggplants because no one else will do that farm. So unless you say to them, look, have you got any other work? I've done that before, not doing it again. They'll just leave you on there. So yeah, be really careful. There's loads of more things that I could say, but I'll probably just waffle on, and it's better to find out for yourself. So good luck and safe travels.